some of the ritual practices of Germanic pagans in Scandinavia. What few realize is that some of these ancient sacrifices, namely the suspension of sacrificial animals in trees, continued at least into the 19th century. The old Icelandic pagan poem Hávamál relates how the god Odin hanged for 9 nights from the world tree as a sacrifice to himself.
I troll and hung on that windy tree 9 whole days and nights, stabbed with a spear, offered to Odin, myself to mine own self given, high on that tree of which none hath heard, from what roots it rises to heaven.
In the Anglo-Saxon 9-herb magic charm, the same god, known in England as Woden, is said to have been holy in heaven where he was hanged. We also know from other Icelandic literature, such as Gautreks saga, that those who were hanged to death, usually criminals, were given to Odin as offerings in a sacrificial ritual. There is a widespread and ancient European belief that barren women can become fertile by crawling beneath the corpse of a hanged man. In 1863, Gunnar OLOF HYLTÉN-CAVALLIUS wrote an Ethnology of Sweden, focusing on the part of Småland then known as Wärend. He claimed that the above-mentioned practices continued into modern times.
Even in our time, it has been the custom in Wärend to hang the bodies of killed wolves high up in old oak trees. The same age-old sacrificial condition is also the basis for the custom, which is maintained here, as in several places, of hanging killed dogs and other birds of prey over the stable door. As for the killing of horses, dogs and cats, as long as it is done with a knife, as well as the eating of the horse's flesh, this has long been regarded as dishonest by the common people of Wärend.
The English folklorist T.W.E. Higgins wrote that in May of 1893 he encountered, near a farm in Kent, England, close to Margate, the skeleton of a sheep suspended in a tree.
In my remarking upon it to the owner of the farm, he informed me that it was the skeleton of a sheep. In making further inquiries I ascertained that during the beginning of 1893 there had been a number of deaths amongst the sheep, and that the shepherd had taken the body of one and hung it in a tree. The shepherd stated that they often put dead sheep up in the trees. It had always been done.
In the same period, the Reverend Sabine Baring Gould, also a folklorist, recorded seeing 2 horses and 3 calves hanging from a tree near Ditchling Beacon, outside Brighton in East Sussex. I can personally attest to having seen parts of the skeletons of what may have been deer or sheep suspended high in the trees in a forest near Billingshurst in West Sussex as recently as 2013. These photos of a hip bone were taken that day. Higgins also stated that a book on the archaeology of North Devon records similar practices on Exmoor. It is said that in the village of Holnicott, the people would hang upon a forked tree the bodies of those stags which had perished from disease, with the purpose that this would aid those people passing who themselves suffered from disease. This is just one of numerous ancient pagan traditions that survives in the folk customs of European people.